So these are the screws to the carburetor. They have a bit of corrosion. This one's super bad. The main important thing that I'm really looking at is look at the color of fuel that is soaked into the towel. It's a bright and dark green. Well, good for explaining why the carburetor wasn't working, but it means that we're gonna have to do a little carb cleaning. So let me go grab the carburetor. So here's the carb. I left one screw in each bowl just to keep it in place. I haven't really looked at them terribly yet. I just kind of emptied out all the gas that was in there. So this one, that's really dark compared to these other ones. There is a little bit of junk near the bottom. But that's not really the first thing that jumped out to me when I was looking at this. It's actually what's on the back here that jumped out to me. These all should be pretty much identical except for the left and the right hand side carbs. If you notice, the screws on these two stick out way further than these two. That's because those are the stock screws in there. These have obviously been replaced. This screw doesn't even fit all the way in. There's a lot of looks like Teflon tape wrapped up in there. And this one actually looks like it has a brazed or welded socket cap on top of the replaced screw. I did take out this screw already, and none of this carb drained at all, and I see why now. It is really clogged in there. Ooh, that's bright green. So I'm going to throw these into the ultrasonic cleaner, the bowls. Then we're gonna look at the back of the carbs inside. So let's get that. So let's run those real quick. Let's see, oh yeah, it is noticeably cleaner inside. You can actually see the silver metal versus the kind of green, almost pond liner looking grossness, like an algae buildup almost. But that's definitely old gas in there. Definitely a lot cleaner compared to this one. I want to throw this one in after a rinse out. That is really murky. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, look how like gummy and everything that in there looks. This one I'm gonna bet is a lot cleaner. Oh yeah, this one's the cleanest one by far. Well, it's easy to get a little Q-tip in there and clean that up. I'll run all 4 of these again through the ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah, look at that. That's just gross. So that was good timing. That one just finished. Let's get all these dirty Q-tips out of here. And let's try and pull this one out. Look at that. It's a lot cleaner. I'm surprised that this carb had so much worse buildup of fuel than all the other ones, which makes me think that maybe this one had the clogged jet the earliest. If you actually look on the bottom of the carbs here, you can see that this bowl actually went to this one. This jet right here is very dark compared to the other ones. This one was the cleanest bowl, and it's also looking the cleanest nozzle, or excuse me, jet. Inside these, they actually look fairly clean, which they really should be, because the gas fits in the bottom of the bowl. You know, the gas doesn't rise and fit the top of the bowl. So underneath the bowls, they actually look fairly clean. Yeah, water's not as gunky. Oh yeah, that's a lot cleaner. I'm gonna go run out, rinse this real quick. Another Q-tip, and see if any of that will rub off. Yeah, we are still getting a little bit of it coming out, but I'm getting to the point to where this might just be a stain that I might not be able to get out completely. So yeah, I think that I'm just gonna leave it there. That's pretty darn clean, way better clean than what we first started with. Let's actually try and open this again. Okay, I'm just gonna put that in there. I was not expecting that. I guess that makes sense. That way so you don't have to take the full screw out. Yeah, no, that bottom hole is completely clogged. I just got soaked with water. It almost feels like it's completely solid. It honestly feels like there's no pass through at all down there. It feels a little gummy, but at the same time it feels like there's a metal backing down there. It's hard to tell if there's supposed to be a hole there or not. Oh, nope, the pick just fell really far in. Oh, okay, did that... Oh, and I can now see the pick through the top. So no, that was really, really gummed up. Good, so hopefully... Oh yeah, the pick goes straight in now. So I basically just tried to take out all of the bowl drain screws. The last one, which you can see here, is I couldn't get it out for the life of me. It was just really, really stuck in there. So I ended up just kind of giving up on it, and we just moved on from there. Then I picked up all the screws that held all the bowls on, and I just kind of ran a wire brush over them just to get all the rust and grime that was on them off. Okay, so now let's dive a little bit further into the carbs. Interesting. This one seats really far down, really far down, really far down. And this one gets stuck. Don't want to force it, but it is getting stuck. It's not going all the way down. The plastic is flexing before that happens. Yep. Oh, someone has scribed in this. Number 4. So someone has done a little bit of maintenance work on this, so that's good. Someone was cleaning the carbs. At least at one point. Let's check this one. So far. See if this one's scribed 3. There's a scribe mark. That's not a 3. So I'm going to keep that separate. Keep that in line. They're dry, which is good. That one's a little bit tighter. Those last two were a little bit tighter than the first two, but that should be fine. This one's wet. This one is wet. Ooh, yeah, and there's visibly chunks in there. This one. Oh, yeah. This one's just filthy. Oh, look at all that. It feels like sandpaper. Is a good way to describe how it feels on the outside. I can see the holes. Oh, yeah, just look at that. Yeah, these last two ones are completely gross. Ew, look at that. Okay. I'm just gonna throw that. I'm gonna try and put them still in order in there. Okay, that's all done. It is so murky. I'm just guessing where I'm grabbing in there. I can't see it. It's just completely... Oh. Just give a good spray. Pretty gross colored. Since this cylinder, or cylinder 4, had a lot of like little things about it, like the bowl was completely gross. This jet was completely gross. The screw on the bowl right there had a brazed head on it. This one clearly had a lot of more maintenance done on it. Let's look at the butterfly valve. If you can see that. They all open. There's a good amount of spring pressure on there. Keep forcing it closed. I am noticing that there's a buildup of stuff in there. Matters to me just a little bit to know that I have clean butterfly valve. Yep, and there's the slide valves that has the needle. You can see that in there. I am hearing the air slide out of the way. I'm seeing a little bit of a bubble in this one, this valve right here. So I'm thinking since the actual throttle cable and the choke don't actually move these, I'm imagining these actually slide up due to air pressure of all of the air getting forced into this little area right here, and some of it squeezes off into these little ports here that go into other areas of the carburetor. So I imagine one of them at higher velocity opens these up slowly so that it gets a little bit more air in there. It probably makes it really nice for those high RPMs. They're firmly screwed down by hand, but that's about it. The slide also looks like goes one way. This is the way facing outwards, and I know because we have that little dimple there. The rubber here is in really good condition. There's no tears or anything in it. There is a fair bit of wear on the back of the slides. And let's take a look down there. So you can see my finger right there that goes right through. And we have a little hole right there. I believe that's the choke. Yep, look at that. So when I slide that over, that little valve opens right up. So that allows a little bit more passage through. Since this is fine, I'm really just going to reinstall this. This looks really clean. Okay, there. I realize that there's actually nothing holding these pins in. That comes right out. Make sure we don't lose that. This bolt should lift straight up. Yep. And this is actually our valve. I just want to make sure that depresses a little bit. We have a little button right there that pushes down. I can see I have another jet down there. I imagine that's like a starter jet. I can't quite see what's down there, so let me refer to the manual. In the manual, they're referring to this as the pilot screw. And the manual then moves on to separating carburetors, which I am not in the mood, nor do I need to separate them. I actually might have to remove this one right here to see that spilling issue that I was having, because I really don't want to deal with that. And the one that wasn't going all the way down was this one, so I'm going to take that one out. This should slide right back. Let's see if that spring depresses. It does not. Okay, well, I'm glad I took it out, because that is not pressing down at all. Move it around just a little bit. Free it up, you know. Okay, so it spins a little bit. Let's see if it presses down now. It does. Oh, yep, and now liquid is moving around in that. Let's see what color that is. That is dark green. Let's see, is this one decompressing? Depressing? It is. Okay, good. See if that depresses. Ooh, yes. Oh, that's very dark. I can see that from here. I'm really tempted to adjust these screws. So this one seems to be almost perfectly vertical. That's full 2 revolutions. And that's bottomed out. Let's undo that. I'll save you the time of watching all of that. They're all about 2 1/8 turns out from bottom. I am tempted to pull those all the way out now that I do know basically how far in they are. You know what? Let's pull this one out and just see what we're working with under there. Make sure this is not under a spring tension or anything. Oh, yep, there it goes. Oop, yep, oh yeah, and we have a little tiny little itty bitty little needle. Ooh, that does need a little bit of cleaning. And actually, that little tip looks very familiar. It even has a little stain mark on it. I know you can't see that, I'm sorry. But if we look right here, there's a little, looks like dirt back there, but it's not. It's a little pinhole with a little needle sticking through. And what, you know, on this side, the one that we just removed that needle from, that hole has nothing in it, and these 3 do. So this little guy goes right up into there, and that's where we get that controls our the fuel mixture. It's after the valves. I don't know why they placed that there, but I'm sure there was a good reason for it. So I'm going to put that right back down. And I'm going to take a good look, see if any of this actually really needs to get cleaned out. You know what? Just to stay on the safe side, I'm just going to do it to all of them. Clean out whatever. You know, who knows what's actually really in there. Now I'm just gonna see if I can see through this jet really cleanly. So I'm gonna get those back in. I gotta remember, these are very gentle. Just get them snugged in. They don't have really, oop, that one's crunchy. Why is that crunchy? They don't have any load on them. I think it might be time to reinstall the bowls. Now I'm aware that I might have to take these all back out to deal with this one guy right here, but we're gonna leave that for when we get there. And just to be clear, when I was doing this, I wasn't doing a deep clean or anything. I would have torn it down a lot more than I did here. I would have gotten out the parts washer and everything. But this was just kind of a simple take apart, kind of see if anything was majorly broken in there, clean out some, you know, the basic things like the bowls and some of the main jets I could get to. I actually did forget a jet, which is foreshadowing for another video, but it's just kind of a general cleanup. I'll order more parts and we'll get to that later. Okay, so while it looks still pretty rough on the outside, the inside now looks pretty darn clean. So, after one set of very dirty hands, the carbs appear to be clean. I basically just went over the carbs again, just make sure everything was good. Also, there was a slight leak before that I saw, so I think it was due to some of the fittings not being so tight, so I zip tied those, and I got my makeshift gasoline tank out and made sure that fit too. I'm going to get this installed. Since it's so late, it's 3:30 a.m. for me right now. Just put it in perspective. So I don't think the neighbors would quite approve of me running this bike right now, or at least trying to start it. So yeah, let me just go get this installed. Okay, there. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get the bottom of each of the carbs in, and then push down and in. Oop. Top one's winning. By the way, each of the boots, the clamp all around it are completely loose, like they spin all the way around the boot. So I pushed it down, and the back seat, the bottom seat's in. It's the top. I need to push it forwards, but it pulls out the bottom. I'm struggling. That's for sure. So tight. It's in! Giant explosions. but in the cylinder, inside the cylinder. Internal combustion engine, not external combustion engine. We do not like external combustion engines right today, or tomorrow, or whatever we're writing or testing this thing. Okay, so the carb is back on. It's back on, I think. Yeah, so we got our vacuum line, our fuel in line. Oh, choke does stay down, okay, it locks. But I'm done for tonight. As much as I want to start this, it's probably like 4:30 a.m. So I'm done. So the next you see this, I will be checking spark in every cylinder tomorrow though. Cool, airbox is on, fuel, charged battery. I am going to hold over the vacuum line. Earmuffs, just in case. Okay, fingers crossed. Oh, clutch. Choke, key is on, engine is on. I'm gonna grab a can of starter spray, see if that helps at all. Oh, yep, battery's super low now. I haven't been charging it. That's on me. And we're charging. Just to make sure that we're getting fuel through the carburetor, I am gonna check the plug. Okay, it is dry. So this actually goes onto the spark plug, and this goes onto this. So now, if I turn this on, this should flash. Okay, good, it's flashing. Both coil packs is delivering a spark. Gonna open up the butterfly valve and oh, so close. You know, realistically, it sounds like it's only firing on one cylinder. I'm curious if that's actually what's happening.